From dogs getting kicked on stream to rats getting full-on funerals. The world of streamer pets is wild, weird, and sometimes downright shocking. Today, we're diving into the best and worst streamer pet owners. We'll start with a moment the internet still argues about, Alinity and her cat, Milo. In 2019, during an Apex Legends stream, Milo wandered across the desk, and Alinity casually tossed him over her shoulder on camera. The clip detonated across social media, and older footage resurfaced, like the infamous vodka kiss and the sticker on the face gag, turning what some called chaotic cat mom energy into allegations of straight-up mistreatment. Animal welfare groups weighed in. Viewers demanded accountability, and Alinity issued a public apology. Whether you think it was careless or cruel, the fallout set the tone for how seriously audiences take pets on streams. You can be messy, you can be loud, but if an animal looks unsafe, the internet will not shrug. From scandal to pure sentiment, face Rug and Bosley. Rug introduced the tiny pug in 2014, and for nearly a decade, Bosley wasn't just a mascot, he was family. Walks, tricks, costumes, lazy donut bed naps. The channel's vibe softened around that goofy little face. When Bosley passed in 2023 after a sudden heart failure, Rug's tribute video broke people. Comments read like a digital wake. Memories, screenshots, and thank yous for a dog viewers felt like they'd grown up with. Not every pet arc needs fireworks. Sometimes a daily routine becomes the reason people hit subscribe. Bosley represented the kind of comfort YouTube rarely captures anymore. Small moments that made a massive audience feel like part of something gentle and real. Fans said Rug's connection with Bosley reminded them of their own pets, their own childhoods, and the way animals anchor us through every stage of life. Even now, clips of Bosley still circulate like postcards from a simpler internet. One where a wagging tail could outshine any trend, and a pug could quietly become an icon. His legacy became more than nostalgia. It was proof that consistency and kindness can turn even a small creature's life into a shared story of joy, loss, and gratitude that no algorithm could ever manufacture. Now for the king of chaos, iShowSpeed. His pet timeline is exactly what you'd expect. Unpredictable, viral, and never boring. He welcomed his dog like a teammate joining a championship run. Hype, hugs, and instant inside jokes. Then came the curveballs. 2 kittens with, let's say, conversation-starting names that sparked immediate backlash. A $50,000 robot dog unboxing that turned into slapstick when the machine started twerking. And later, a flamethrower robot dog demonstration that had chat yelling, "Bro, step back" in all caps as it bark blasted fire on command. Through the whiplash, you could still catch glimpses of genuine affection. A nervous pup meeting a metal friend, a streamer trying awkwardly to socialize a new cat. Chat oscillating between concern and cackling. With Speed, the line between bit and bond is thin, but when the dog hops into frame and gets a quick "good boy," you see the real part that keeps people watching. Not every story lets the jokes land. Daisy's dog Tank began as a typical meet my pet moment, playful, energetic, part of the household highlight reel, until an off-leash incident turned tragic. After Tank attacked a delivery driver, a court ruled the dog dangerously out of control. Despite appeals, petitions, and character pleas, even KSI urging hope, the decision stood and Tank was euthanized. It's one of those cases that haunts the platform. How quickly cute on camera can become consequences offline, and how responsibility, not views, has to lead when animals and strangers share space. It forced creators and fans alike to rethink the line between content and care, between showing pets and truly safeguarding them. Daisy's grief was raw, and even critics admitted it was a painful lesson in accountability. In the end, Tank's story became a somber reminder that real life doesn't have a retake button, and that empathy and control must come before clout, no matter how loyal the fanbase or how viral the pet. On the opposite end of that heartbreak is a story about grief, memory, and starting again. Hasanabi and his dogs. His first companion, Fish, a rescue pit, was a gentle staple on stream until cancer took him in 2020. Years later, Hassan adopted Kaya, another rescue, and introduced her like a family member. Crate training, cuddle cameos, even a birthday cake surprise from Valkyrie shaped like Kaya, which he could barely bring himself to slice. Beyond the content, he used his platform to highlight shelter adoption thoughtfully, reminding viewers that dogs aren't props, they're commitments. It's the rare pet arc that turns loss into advocacy without feeling performative. If you want raw emotion at internet scale, there's Kaisenat's tiny legend, the hamster. From the squeal-happy reveal to the gentle check-ins, Kai made a rodent feel like a co-host. When she died, he held a full funeral life. Flowers, speeches, a still chat falling into reverent silence. Call it corny if you want, but tens of thousands of people sat together and grieved a pet they'd never met. That's the strange power of parasocial pets. They're part of the room, even when they're only on a screen. Kai's sincerity cut through the chaos of streaming culture. No edits, no irony, just real grief and gratitude. It showed how even the most high-energy creators have moments of vulnerability that connect deeply with fans. Viewers weren't watching a performance, they were watching a person say goodbye. In an industry built on noise, that quiet authenticity became one of Kai's most memorable streams. Proof that compassion, not spectacle, is what people truly remember. There's also the tough-to-watch corner of this universe, the clips no one wants to see. A small Toronto streamer known as Lilde repeatedly raging at his dog, Peaches, kicking the crate, threatening, disciplining for content, while a handful of viewers egged him on. Compilations hit Reddit, commentary channels piled in, and even his tiny audience turned. It's the darkest flip side of live chat dopamine. When applause for shock becomes fuel for harm. The lesson keeps repeating. If your pet looks scared, your brand will look worse. For a different kind of quiet loyalty, look at Penguin Zero, Moistkea1 Taikal, and I.O., the rescue kitten he and his then partner nursed with complicated medical issues. He joked he was a dog guy, but the way he spoke about vet visits, surgeries, and gender confusion, thanks to a birth defect, sounded like a dad reading bedtime updates. After his breakup, I.O. stayed with his ex, and fans noticed the silence. That absence says a lot about how seriously he took the responsibility. Pets aren't prizes you win in a split. They're living ties that deserve stability, even if that means fewer cute cameos. Circle back to Chaos with Speed's Robo Menagerie for a second, because it nails the truth about streamer pet content. Spectacle pulls clicks, but sincerity keeps them. A metal dog can crash a stream, a real one can anchor it. If you're going to supercharge the bit, let the actual animal be the calm inside the storm. Safe, never pressured, never the punchline. Viewers can tell when a creator treats their pet as a co-star versus a prop, and that instinct shapes how long they stick around. The most viral pet moments aren't the loudest. They're the ones where the chaos pauses and the affection feels real. Speed's mix of energy and attachment accidentally proved the formula. You can meme your way into attention, but it's empathy that builds loyalty. Because even in the wildest streams, a quiet bond between human and animal speaks louder than any shout or stunt ever could. And if you want a blueprint for that balance, you can't do better than Bosley's Legacy, Fish to Kaya's Throughline, or Kai's Tiny Funeral. Each reminded millions that the best pet moments on the internet aren't stunts, they're small acts of care broadcast big, the sit and shake, the careful crate training, the quiet goodbye. Those clips worked because they didn't try to. They captured what happens when creators slow down and let empathy take center stage. No drama, no forced reaction, just genuine connection between a person and an animal. It's those unscripted moments when someone wipes a paw, holds a leash, or says thank you one last time that leave the deepest mark. Because in a space built for spectacle, kindness is still the most viral thing you can show. So what separates the best and worst streamer pet owners? Intent, preparation, and boundaries. If an animal is a prop, your audience will feel it. If an animal is family, they'll feel that too. Clean water bowls before clean thumbnails, leashes before live buttons, vets before views, because the internet remembers everything. Especially how creators treat the creatures that can't speak for themselves. The streamers who build trust don't just show their pets, they protect them when the camera's off. They know the algorithm might love chaos, but real connection comes from care. Every clip becomes a reflection of that choice. Are you racing engagement or racing responsibility? The difference defines not just a moment of virality, but the kind of legacy a creator leaves behind. One built on empathy instead of exploitation. Pets can supercharge streams, boost mood, build community, even become icons. But the camera doesn't make you a better caretaker. It spotlights the one you already are. Treat the animal like a teammate, not a storyline, and the internet will root for both of you. Treat the animal like a stunt, and they'll remember every frame. Viewers don't just watch pets, they watch how people behave around them. A streamer's tone, patience, and small gestures speak volumes about their character. Every wag, chirp, or purr becomes part of the creator's brand. Not because of editing, but because empathy translates through the lens. The streamers who understand that don't need to stage affection or fake chaos. They let real care become content, and that's what lasts long after the algorithm moves on. If you enjoyed this deep dive into streamer pets, the chaos, the comfort, and the consequences, stick around. Next, we're ranking the most unhinged pet reveal streams of all time, and the wholesome ones that deserve a rewatch. Hit subscribe, give your own pet a head scratch, and I'll see you in the next one.